Hi, I'm James Spooner, and I was a black punk. Well, race is a concept. It's invented. That's the thing that got me so pissed off at a certain point in my life is like, wait a minute, all my white friends, they don't have to think about this. They can worry about, animal rights and junk. Like, they don't have to think about this. I want to think about animal rights. I don't want to think about this. Being mixed race, I've always had questions with identity and it's only been in the last, through doing these projects and meeting so many different kinds of people, and it's only been in the last few years that I've gotten to a place where I'm actually very comfortable with who I am. I've always been on the grind. I've never had a job, so like I just don't even, I wouldn't even know how to put a resume together.
My name is Ayinde Howell. Yes, I'm in the new movie White Lies, Black Sheep.
It's a film about black club promoter in New York nightlife.
That's the character that I play.
He's like a big mover and shaker in the rock and roll scene.
Lower East Side, New York, very flashy, very like tight pants, Cuban heel shoes, like that high.
Basically, this is like his transformative moment where he is starting to recognize things that make him question who he is, and like this is the time period for him where he has to really ask himself a lot of difficult questions about his identity.
Shot to look like a documentary, so it's like a docudrama, if you will.
Beyond the story, there's only a couple actors in it. Everybody else is themselves playing themselves, so it's a real slice of New York life. We had a script, and it was like they didn't know the script when they showed up. It was basically like I counted on the few actors that were there, and set up the scenario, and they were all scenarios that people were comfortable with, that understood. I was a rock promoter for a long time, so I knew all of these kids, and a lot of these scenarios were based loosely on things that we had experienced.
We shot in New York. We, shot on the subways. We shot in the middle of the streets, changing clothes in the middle of the street, all sorts of stuff. Like it was a real like indie film experience.
This is what New York is like right now.
When I read the script, growing up in Seattle, like I've seen AJ. I've seen AJ plenty of times. Never knew what his story was. Never even really cared to know. It's always like, oh yeah, that's that. It always seems like some weird black kid who's surrounded by white people, or doesn't really seem like he knows who he is.
It seems like now, somehow, sparked by this film, there's a place for so many people who felt like they didn't have a place.
This is a story that should be told.
I will continue to tell challenging stories with interesting black characters. My last film, AfroPunk, it's like kind of become a monumental phenomenon, like a movement, just because I know how to like round up a bunch of people and get them excited about stuff,